Phil Donahue, trailblazing talk show host, dies at 88. Phil Donahue, the pioneering talk show host who revolutionized daytime television by bringing audiences directly into the conversation, passed away on Sunday at his home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. He was 88 years old. His death was confirmed by Susan Arons, a family representative. Donahue, who began his career in the 1960s, is widely credited with transforming the television talk show format. His groundbreaking program, The Phil Donahue Show, debuted in 1967 on WLWD-TV in Dayton, Ohio, and quickly gained a reputation for tackling both high-minded and controversial topics with equal vigor. From human rights and international relations to male strippers and safe-sex orgies, no subject was off-limits. The Phil Donahue Show ran for an impressive 29 years, with much of its success attributed to Donahue's unique approach. Unlike other talk shows of the time, there was no monologue, no couch, and no sidekick, just Donahue, his guests, and a single topic. He famously invited audience members to participate, often handing them the microphone to ask their own questions. This interactive format, coupled with open phone lines for viewers at home, was seen as a form of electronic democracy and set a new standard for audience engagement on television. Donahue's choice of topics was as bold as his format. His very first guest was Madalyn Murray O'Hair, a prominent and controversial atheist. Over the years, he interviewed a wide range of personalities, from presidential candidates and Hollywood stars to consumer advocates and feminist pioneers. He was known for pushing boundaries, televising events like a child's birth, an abortion, and a reverse vasectomy. His show also delved into critical issues of the time, including the AIDS epidemic and the aftermath of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. In addition to serious topics, Donahue was not afraid to explore the risque, covering subjects like cross-dressing and alternative sexual practices. Despite some critics accusing him of pandering to sensationalism, Donahue defended his choices, stating, "This is a medium that rewards popularity, and I don't want to be a dead hero. Besides, it doesn't do any good to talk if nobody's listening." Donahue's approach resonated with viewers for decades. At its peak in the late 1970s and early 1980s, Donahue was syndicated to over 200 stations across the United States, attracting an average of 8 million viewers per episode. The show's popularity earned Donahue 20 Daytime Emmy Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award in 1996. Born Philip John Donahue on December 21, 1935, in Cleveland, Ohio, he was raised in a devout Roman Catholic family. However, Donahue would later distance himself from the church, criticizing it for being sexist, racist, and unnecessarily destructive. After graduating from the University of Notre Dame in 1957, he embarked on a career in broadcasting, working his way up through various television jobs before landing his own show. In his personal life, Donahue was married twice. His first marriage to Margaret Mary Cooney, with whom he had 5 children, ended in divorce in 1975. In 1980, he married actress and activist Marlo Thomas, whom he had interviewed on his show 3 years earlier. Donahue is survived by Thomas, 4 of his children, his sister Kathy Taub, and 2 grandchildren. His son James died of an aortic aneurysm in 2014. By the mid-1990s, Donahue's dominance in daytime television began to wane as newer, more sensational talk shows overtook him in the ratings. He ended Donahue in 1996 after nearly 3 decades on the air. A brief attempt at a comeback in 2002 with a nightly show on MSNBC was short-lived, canceled after just 6 months. Despite the changing television landscape, Donahue remained a steadfast advocate for provocative content. "Television's problem is not controversy," he often said, "it is blandness." In keeping with his unapologetically bold career, he once suggested this epitaph: "Here lies Phil. Occasionally, he went too far." Phil Donahue's legacy as a trailblazer in television talk shows and a champion of engaging, often controversial discussions will be remembered for generations.